Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Margaret speaking, and today I'll be talking about a movie called Cleveland Abduction. And I strongly advise you to go and watch the movie. So I'm just gonna read what I wrote down as a disclaimer. So this what I'm talking about is purely educational and has nothing to do with the victims and stuff like that. Like no disrespect to the victims, but I just want to put it because the story really touched me, so I just wanted to put it out there. And sorry for if I sound horrible. I do have the flu, and I just wanted to make this video for you guys so you guys can, take a message away from this. So this movie was made in 2015. It's called Cleveland Abduction, so you can go and watch it. The things I'm talking about in this video is very sensitive to the ears, so if you don't want to listen to rape and all those things, then please don't watch further from this video. Okay, so the movie is basically about a woman or a lady that was 21 years old. She lost custody of her child, and her child was about 3 years old when this happened. So she lost custody of her child, and then she had to go to a court case. Now this is when it happened. On August 23rd, 2002, Ariel Castro, which was a friend's father, told her that he could get her to the court on time. She only had like 30 minutes to get to court, and the walk was like 45 minutes. So he told her to get in his truck and he will take her to the court. But in the car, he told her that his dog just had given birth to puppies. So he told her to if she wanted to go to get the son a puppy, and then she reluctantly agreed because she wanted to get there on time, but she trusted the man. She thought he was her friend's father. He wouldn't have done anything like that to her. So he got in the house, and then he told her the dogs were upstairs. But then when she got into the room, she asked where the dogs were, and that's when he attacked her. He put ropes on and stuff like that, but I will discuss that in the later stage of the video. Ariel Castro kidnapped 2 girls after that, and I will tell you when they were kidnapped also when I discuss the part of the story. Say around the time when Amanda Berry's mother died, she was pregnant with Ariel Castro's daughter, and on the day of her giving birth, there were some complications, and he threatened Michelle to deliver the baby. And when the baby was delivered, the baby wasn't breathing, and she had to do CPR on the baby because he threatened to kill everyone if the baby didn't live. And they were so scared for their life. I mean, like, I cannot imagine. So on May 6, 2013, Amanda Berry's daughter, I can't remember her name right now, but her daughter saw that the door was open, but the gate is still closed, but the door was open, and he never leaves the door open. So Amanda naturally thought that he was trying to trick them again. But then she told her daughter like she'll have a daughter and stuff like that, and then she tried, and that's when they were freed. After 10 years for Amanda Berry, they were freed. Soon after that, the police arrived and they freed Michelle and Gina. Now, I'm gonna be talking about all 3 victims and the guy that kidnapped him, Ariel Castro. So the first one will be Michelle Knight. So I'm going to be putting pictures of the girls when they were younger, because I could not find pictures of them like as today in 2021. So I'll be putting their pictures on as well, and as well as his interview pic also. might also be. So Michelle Knight was born the 23rd of April 1981, and she was 21 years old at the time of a kidnapping. Her story is quite like, no disrespect to the other victims, but I felt like no one really cared about Michelle the way that people were supposed. I mean, like, her mother, like when she was kidnapped, her mother thought that she ran away. Like, I don't understand. She loved her son so much, and I mean, like, this all happened. I mean, I was born the time it happened in 2002. So I don't even want to know how it felt for my, if I had a daughter, to for her to go outside and be kidnapped. I mean, like, the world, I don't understand this world. It came to it's just a weird world, really. On the day of her kidnapping, she was scheduled to go to court to appear in court for child custody involving her son Joey. The son's name is Joey. He was 3 at the time of her kidnapping. The reason why she had to go for child custody was because her mother's boyfriend like threw the child, and she had to make up a way to seem like he wasn't being raised in a horrible situation. But as soon as they took the child away, she moved in with a cousin, which lived near to Ariel Castro's daughter. Michelle is the only one from the 3 girls that wasn't investigated properly. Like, they just thought that she ran away. She was scared. She couldn't deal with the fact that she lost her son. I mean, if you watch the movie, you would like totally think that everyone in the movie is stupid. Like, all the police, like, it's just horrible, really. Okay, so I told you the part about I offered her a ride and I tricked her into the room, but this is where the tough part comes. So, as I wrote here, he tricked her into the room, going into the back room, and then he tied her hands, neck, and feet. So she was basically like, her hands were like at the back, her feet were up, and her neck was with a rope around. If you watch the movie, you will see how they do it. It's very. I mean, if you're a very sensitive person, do not watch that movie. It's not meant for you. He also left her for 3 days without food. I mean, and in that 3 days, he would just like rape her and tell her she's worthless. And I mean, no one is worthless. And he was just like putting things in her mind because no one cared about her disappearance. Everyone just thought that she ran away. Okay, so along the way, he put her into a room, and he would give her a bucket to like pee in and do her business, and also brush her teeth. I don't know, you will see on the movie, but I don't know what exactly she's brushing her teeth with, but it looks like dishwasher, and that's disgusting. And then along the way, he impregnated her 5 times, and she had 5 miscarriages because he kept hitting her, beating her, hitting her with a dumbbell against her stomach. I mean, he was really a cruel, cruel person. Like, I don't understand how someone could just kill a baby like that, really. In an interview with Michelle's grandmother, she told the reporters that Michelle had to go for surgeries because of all the beatings, and she lost hearing in the one ear. And I mean, like, that just shows you how tough she is, that she went through all that stuff and she still became a strong woman. At one point, he gave her a puppy as company, but then she thought that he left the chains unlocked because he wanted to see if he could trust her, if she would like escape. And then she tried to escape, but then he like threw, oh my word, he threw her so hard against the ground, and then he broke the puppy's neck. Like, I don't know, this is like really disgusting because the poor dog did nothing. But the dog tried to bite him to protect Michelle, but I mean, the dog did nothing, and he just killed the dog out of anger for trying to escape. So mind you this, that every day he was raping her and beating her, and abusing her and all this stuff every day for 11 years. He kept her in that house for 11 years. I will talk about the other two girls as well, but I just wanted to tell you Michelle's story. After 11 years, they were finally freed because Amanda found a way, as I said, to escape because of her daughter. When she was in hospital, she kept thinking about her son Joey. They told her that her son Joey was adopted when he was age around 4. He was adopted to a good family, and then she wanted to reach out. She didn't want to like destroy his life or anything. She just wanted to hold him and hug him. Sorry, my nose. Then they told her that she was not allowed to see her son because they didn't want to. They wanted the adoptive parents wanted the best life for him, which I kind of understand. But I mean, like, it wasn't her fault that she wasn't there for 11 years. Like, it was Ariel's fault that she wasn't there for him. And I feel like it was unfair because it did bring up the subject of supervised vision, where she would like meet him while his adopted parents is there so they could supervise her. But they didn't want that either. They didn't even want to give her a photo of her son, which is very stupid because I mean, like, it's just a photo. Like, the detective that was on her case told her that she had an option. She could either leave it alone or she could get a family lawyer, which would have like, she wasn't consulted when the adoption was. I mean, like, she didn't have any, like, they don't have like any fight for custody of a child, and then he could have been, because he was about 16 years old when she came out. Remember, when she was kidnapped he was 3 and now he's 16. That was in 2013, sorry, 2013, when they were freed. He was about 16. I'm not sure how old he is now, but and after they gave her the options, then she told the lawyer, the FBI, no, she doesn't want to ruin his life. She would rather wait until he comes of age, where if he wanted to meet her, then she would have gone and meet him. It's out of his own will if he wants to. She also changed her name after the whole incident to Lily Rosalie. She wanted to become a chef, so I think she's chef now and she's married. So I'm actually glad for her though that she came out of that. 11 years is a long time. I mean, I can't imagine. Anyway, we're moving on to the next girl, Amanda Berry. So Amanda Berry was born April 22nd, 1986, and she was kidnapped a day before her birthday. She disappeared April 21st, 2003, a day before her birthday. She was working at Burger King at the time, and on her way home, Ariel Castro offered her a lift home because she was also friends with one of his daughters. Remember, she was about 17. She was last seen around 8 o'clock, or last heard of around 8 o'clock, because she phoned her sister to tell her sister that she's on her way home. But she was getting a ride with Ariel Castro. But she didn't say that she was getting a ride from him. So I think that she should have, but she didn't say who it was. She just said she was getting a ride home. First, the FBI thought that she was a runaway. But then a week later, an unidentified man called her mother to tell her mother that Amanda is okay and she will be home in a few days. He's really sick, honestly. In March 2006, Amanda Berry's mother passes away from heart failure, which they said was the cause of her having a broken heart over a daughter that was kidnapped. And they didn't know if she was alive, they didn't know if she was dead. And that really devastated Amanda because she had to watch it on TV while she knew she was kidnapped. So, 2006 Christmas Day, Amanda Berry gives birth. The 25th of December, she gives birth to a lovely baby girl, which is Ariel Castro's daughter. Remember I told you about Michelle Knight when he kept letting her have a miscarriage, like hurting her to get the miscarriage, but Amanda Berry allowed her to have his child because people missed her and they didn't miss Michelle. There was no one looking for Michelle, and there was people were looking for Amanda, so he felt that she was better than Michelle. I'm glad that he kept the baby, but I mean, it's just cruel. But like I said previously, when the baby was born, the baby wasn't breathing, and he threatened Michelle. He told Michelle, "I will kill you if the baby does not breathe. If the baby's not alive, I will kill you." And Michelle did everything, mind you, that she doesn't have no experience in. Like, she has experience giving birth, yes, but not like delivering a baby for someone else. But luckily, the baby starts breathing again, and she was about to give the baby to the mother, and he takes the baby and says, "My baby, my precious baby." And I mean, you must really watch the movie. You will think he's so sick in his head because he cries 1 minute saying that he didn't mean to do anything. Then he's like this devil person and you text them in the most vulgar way. Like, he really had a split personality or something, or he was just true evil. During this time, even before Amanda gave birth, they were forced to use plastic toilets. It was like buckets of, just a bucket that they had to pee in. They were only fed 1 meal a day, and they could only shower twice a week, if at most, like twice a week. They were not allowed to go outside. They were not allowed to make noise. All this stuff. I mean, 1 meal a day. That's like, I'm surprised that they didn't die really, because no. Okay, I'm not gonna say the same ending over and over, so I'm sorry. I'm only gonna say that the ones when I told you about Michelle, they were freed, and she was, she was kidnapped for 10 years, so she was just a year less than Michelle. Next victim's name was Georgina Duges. I don't know how to pronounce her surname. I'm just gonna say the Jesus or something. Or I'm not even gonna say his surname. I'm gonna put it down like in the video what her surname is, but I don't know how to pronounce it. So they nicknamed her Gina. She was missing at age 14 on April 2nd, 2004. She was last seen at a payphone around 3 p.m. while they're walking from school, her and his daughter. Ariel Castro's daughter. They were good friends. They were in the same grade, and they were walking from school. And then they decided to get to a payphone and then phone Ariel Castro's daughter's mother. They phoned her and they asked if she could have a sleepover by Gina. Then her mother said no, so they split ways, and that's when he saw her and offered her a ride home. Ariel Castro's daughter's name was Arlene Castro, if I did not mention it. Her mother was the one that said no. This is really strange to me because an Amber Alert was not, like, they didn't even attempt to do that. Like, I don't understand. It was not issued, the Amber Alert, and her family, her father especially, went berserk about it because she was 14 at the time of her disappearance and they did not issue an Amber Alert. If you don't know what an Amber Alert is, it is, I think this is what it is. It's an alert for people that's under the age of 18. So if you are a child, they normally put the Amber Alert, so which means they send notifications to everyone's phones or wherever they can, TV, everything, to find the missing child. Police offered $25,000 to anyone who had information about Gina's disappearance, like if anyone witnessed anything, and no one came forward. According to Ariel's uncle, Ariel's family, the Castros, knew Gina's family, but when he was questioned about it, when he was questioned about knowing the family, he said that at the time he did not know it was she was part of their family, which I find very strange because they lived in the same neighborhood. So she was also Michelle's friend. They were Gina was kidnapped for 9 years, but he kept Amanda and Michelle separate in separate rooms, but he allowed Gina to be in Michelle's room, which means he didn't really care about the two of them, just about Amanda. He only wanted to be with Amanda, and I mean, he raped those girls every day. All three of those girls, every single day, he raped them. And it pains me to think about it even. I mean, when I watch a movie, I always end up crying or shocked or feeling sad. Like, and the most person I feel sad for was Michelle Knight. I'm not saying that the other victims I don't feel sad for, because I obviously do. But she was there longer, 11 years, and no one was even looking for her. I mean, this is my own opinion. Anyone can disagree with me. It is a social media platform. You can disagree with me all you want. It's okay. I understand that. But, yeah. He abused that girls every single day. Like, he had no life. Okay, but anyway, moving on to the story, I'll be talking about Ariel Castro and all the things that he, okay, not all things he went through, but like the aftermath of when he was caught and stuff. Okay, so Ariel Castro was born the 10th of July 1960, and he died September the 3rd, 2013, age 53. I will tell you why he died now. He was not sentenced to the death penalty, but I will tell you later on why he died. Okay? Okay, sorry, I have to look at the book for this part because I cannot remember the stuff. So he was at the prison of Correctional Reception Center, Orient, Ohio, in the USA. In the US. His criminal charge was 977 in total, including multiple charges of kidnapping, rape, and aggravated murder. So you obviously know where the kidnapping and the rape has been and stuff like that. Okay, I'll explain that to you. But the aggravated murder was all the murders that he committed when he gave Michelle the miscarriages. His penalty was life in prison without parole plus 1,000 years. So he was never gonna get out there. I mean, I would also say he should have gotten the death penalty, but that would have been too easy for him. Like, he should have suffered the way they suffered. So, before the kidnappings, Castro worked as a bus driver at a school. Let me just see if I can get the school's name. Cleveland Metropolitan School District, and he was fired for bad driving. He was fired for making a illegal U-turn. I mean, he was fired for leaving a child in the bus while he went to go grocery shopping. Like, yeah, there was something wrong with that man. There was. At the time, he was earning $18 per hour, and before he was discharged. So he was earning $18 per hour for being a bus driver. And before that, his ex-wife, took away his children because he was being abusive towards her. I mean, the stuff that I read about him. I mean, he should have gone. I hope he's in hell, really, because he deserves being in hell. Okay, from here onwards, I'm just gonna read in what I wrote down because I cannot remember all the stuff. But I remember most of it, but I just don't remember all of it. So, Castro kidnapped his victims by offering them a ride. He drove each of them to his house, lured them in, making up excuses for them to come into the house, and restrained them in the house. So he just like kidnapped him, point blank. He didn't care. When he kidnapped the people and they were shouting, he put his music loud on. No one is gonna hear nothing. In the movie, a lady does hear a scream and she calls the police, but then she didn't know exactly which house it was coming from, but she pointed in the direction of that house, and they were just like, uh, please, if you know exactly where it's from, then you call us. Don't call us when you don't know where it's from. I mean, like, what pathetic police people are that? I mean, I know you get it everywhere, but I mean, if you're hearing a scream, you're gonna have to go investigate the scream, right? Anyway, so he impregnated two of the girls, like I said in the previous stories that I told you about the two girls, and he kept killing Michelle's babies. Like I said, the miscarriages. He abused and raped them for years. Michelle Knight, 11 years, Amanda Perry, 10 years, and Georgina DeZeus for 2 years. Oh, sorry, for 9 years, not 2 years. I wrote that wrong. She was kidnapped for 9 years. Castro was arrested on May 6, 2013. He was charged with 4 counts of kidnapping and 3 counts of rape. So the 4 counts of kidnapping was Michelle, Amanda, and Gina, plus Amanda's child. And the raping, because he didn't rape the daughter, obviously. He raped the 3 girls, so that's where the counts come from. On May 8th, which he carried prison sentences for 10 years to life in a while. So he was supposed to get 10 years, if I'm reading this correctly. He made his first court appearance on May 9th, where bail was set at $2 million per kidnapping. So altogether, there would have been $8 million that he had to give out. On May 14th, Castro's attorney said he would plead not guilty to all charges if indicted for kidnapping and rape. This man. Soon after, Ariel was found competent to stand trial because he did pretend like he couldn't. Like, he said that he was nuts in the head. So they found him competent to stand trial on July 3rd. On July the 17th, Ariel pleaded not guilty to expanded indictment. So he said he was not guilty. I don't understand. It comes from the girls came out of his house, but he's not guilty. So I don't know who just decided they're not gonna store the girls in his house. Like, is he not there every day? Anyway, he faced death by lethal injection if convicted on all charges. So they were gonna give him death penalty, but then they changed their mind. On July 26, Castro pleaded guilty of 977 charges against him as part of the plea bargain, which called for 1,000 years or without parole. Under the plea deal, he forfeited his right to appeal. So that means that they gave him a plea deal, said if he don't plead that he's guilty, he would, and they find him guilty, they would give him the death penalty. But if he pleads guilty, they will give him only 1,000, like life in prison. He will die in prison, and he just forfeited his appeal to, like, his right to appeal. I don't understand why he did that, but I'm glad he did because he deserved everything. He forfeited everything also, like including his assets, his house, whatever money he had, cars he had, he forfeited. Castro admitted that he was he had an addiction to pornography and sexual problem. I think in the movie they do mention that as well, that he had a problem with, he was very addicted to sex. That's why he kidnapped those girls. No, why not just get you a girlfriend? I don't understand. We'll get you something. I mean, there's so much stuff in the world now that I don't know, but you could have gotten something else instead of raping poor innocent girls. And they're not even, I mean, it was 21, 17 and 14 that he kidnapped and raped at the time. Like, he must be really sick, because I don't understand. Okay, so at the sentencing hearing on August 1st, Castro was sentenced to life in prison plus 1,000 years without parole and was fined $100,000. His house was demolished. I'm gonna put a picture of the house, I think, or where the house was. Before his sentencing, he spoke for nearly 20 minutes explaining that he was a good man and not a monster, which I think he is a monster. He also said that he was addicted to sex and porn and has practiced the art of masturbation from a young age. He shifted between apologizing and blaming the FBI for failing to catch him, as well as blaming the victims for getting in his car. First of all, I don't blame the victims because they try. Okay, you're not supposed to trust anyone, but they trusted him. I mean, they knew his daughters. Like they trusted him, and with him saying that like you don't like the police, he told the police that they couldn't get like full coverage or whatever. Like they couldn't say that they were the ones that they caught him and stuff because he was the one that gave up. Like he let them catch him, which I think he was right though, because if you watch the movie you will see how long it took them. Like they were there multiple times, the police was there multiple times, but they never went into the house. That's what I don't understand. I mean, I know you have to get warrants nowadays to like get into people's houses, but if there is such thing as kidnapping, I don't think that no one must care about warrants anymore. I think they must just charge into people's house, search the house, and then leave. You don't have to make mess in the people's houses. Just search everything, and don't forget the backyard and the front yard and small keys. Don't forget anything, because I've watched too much movies. People just hide them so like in plain sight. You can't, like, you can see it but you're not even seeing it. That's what I don't understand. Okay, so continuing the story, he then says that they were not virgins at the time when he kidnapped them. So it doesn't really matter if they were or if they weren't, as he wasn't supposed to be raping them in the first place or kidnapping them. Then he goes on and back to apologizing. Like I said earlier on, he goes from blaming to apologizing, blaming to apologizing. But when he apologized the last time, he said that he hoped that they can forgive him. The sentencing judge also heard from Michelle Knight and family members from Amanda and Georgina. Knight told Castro, this is what she read in the court. You took 11 years of my life away. I spent 11 years now. Now your hell is just beginning. I will overcome all that has happened, but you will face hell for eternity. I will live on and you will die a little every day as you think of the 11 years of the things you did to me or to the other girls that you inflicted on us. I can forgive you, but I'll never forget. She did say more things, but that's the only thing I could get from the internet. But she says more things in the movie, so I do advise you to watch the movie. Okay, so Castro's house was demolished on August 7th, 2013, and Georgina, Amanda, and Michelle Knight was there on the day that they demolished his house, because they did not want. I mean, who was gonna buy that house if they knew all the stuff was happening in there? Like, but on that day, Michelle was giving out yellow balloons for all the children that's missing, which I think she's really a great person, really. So we're gonna talk about his death. He died 1 month into his sentence by hanging himself. Now, I think that was very weak of him. First of all, he wanted the easy way out. I mean, he was playing against the fact that he didn't want to have a death penalty, but then he go and hang himself anyway. That made no sense, really. Like, it made no sense. They say that he wasn't on suicide watch, but guards were supposed to go past his cell every 30 minutes. But the guards lied on the books that they had to write in. They said that they did go past it, but they didn't. So when they found him, he was hanging from sheets, I think, or something, and he died a month into. I'm gonna let you know what the date he died. He died by suicide. They first thought it wasn't a suicide. They thought that someone murdered him, but then they saw that it was suicide. So he died September 3rd, 2030. I did say that. Cause of death, suicide, banging. So I don't understand how he can go against the fact that no, he's not guilty. And I'm just gonna like go against the fact that they want to give me lethal injection. Like, and then he go hang himself. A month in his sentence. He wasn't even years in jail, it was just a month. A month. I think he's whack really. But anyway, so if you really like this story, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to share, like, and comment. And if you want more of the stories, like I said earlier on, you can comment, and I can even do research on some of the people that you want me to talk about. The last thing I want to say about that movie is that it is very touching because of all the stuff that they did afterwards. I mean, Michelle went on to be a chef and she got married. And to me, I always thought people that were in that type of situations would not want men to touch him again. You know what I mean? But I know it isn't her husband's fault, but just that reliving all that things again. I don't know how Amanda and Georgina was seen on America's Most Wanted, so you can watch that also on the internet. You can just type in America's Most Wanted and then you type maybe Cleveland abduction or Georgina de Jesus or Amanda Berry. And that's all I want to say about this. I will be trying to put a story like this every 2 weeks, if not more or less. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.